Now we are starting with the topic simple machines. So if you see here, okay, this is a knife. You use this to cut the fruits. This is a punching machine. You use this to pierce holes in the paper so that you can file the papers. This is a stapler which is used to staple the papers. And this is a scissor with which you cut many things. Okay. Now my simple question, that these all, I have placed them here. Why? What are they? You know, they are called simple machines. So why they are called simple machines? Please remember, they are machines with very few or no moving parts. So if you see this knife, it doesn't have any moving parts, right? While if you see the punching machine, the stapler or the scissor, it has very few moving parts. So they are simple machines. Another thing, please remember, they help us to make our work easier and faster by using less effort, right? We use very less effort to do work in this case. Next, they help to move large and heavy objects with less effort. So here I would like to cite the example of a pulley. You have seen pulleys. Pulleys are used to lift heavy objects with very less effort, right? So that's why these are called simple machines. All these are called simple machines because they have few or no moving parts, as well as they make our work easier and faster, and they help us to move large and heavy objects with less effort. So now we are going to study about 6 types of simple machines in detail. The 6 types of simple machines which we are going to study are as follows: lever, pulley, wheel and axle, inclined plane, screw and the wedge. And we are going to study each one of them in detail. So the first type of simple machine which we are going to study is the lever. So what is a lever and which are the concepts involved in lever? So the first thing, it is the long bar that rests on a fixed point which lifts or moves load. I repeat, it is the long bar. Okay, it is a long bar that rests on a fixed point which lifts or moves load. So this is a definition of lever. Now it is made up of 3 components, main components. So they are effort, load and fulcrum. So what is effort? It is the force that user applies on the lever, right? So if I am going to use a lever, I am the user. So the force which I apply will be the effort. Load, so weight of the body on which work is done. Okay, so what is load over here? It is weight of the body on which work is done. And fulcrum, the most important thing in this, fixed point about which the lever moves freely. Please remember, the lever, it moves around freely around this fixed point which is called fulcrum. So these are the 3 main components in a lever which we have to take care of. On the basis of these 3, the levers are classified into 3 types, and we'll deal with each type in detail. Examples of levers are crowbar, a bottle opener, a stapler, a nutcracker, a fishing rod. All these are examples of lever. So as I said earlier, depending upon the positioning of the load, fulcrum and effort, the levers are classified into 3 types, and we are going to study the first type of lever. So class 1 lever. In this case, the fulcrum is always placed between the load and the effort. So class 1 lever, in case of class 1 lever, the fulcrum is placed between the load and the effort. So examples are seesaw, a pair of scissors, pliers, etc. So as I said, in class 1 lever, the fulcrum is placed between the load and the effort. So you see a scissor. When you are going to cut the paper will be the load over here. This will be the fulcrum and here as I'm going to cut it, I'm applying effort or force. So this is what we are talking about class 1 lever. Same case is in the pliers, right? So here will be the load, here will be the fulcrum, and here will be the effort. So you can see fulcrum is placed between the load and the effort. Same is the case with this block lifter. In this block lifter, I have to lift this block, right? So this is the load, this is the fulcrum, and here I am going to apply effort, right? So again, if you see, fulcrum is placed between the load and the effort. These are the examples of class 1 lever. Now we are going to study the second type of lever. So in case of second type of lever or class 2 lever, the load is always placed between the fulcrum and the effort. Please remember, load is between fulcrum and effort. So load is placed between the fulcrum and the effort. Examples are stapler, bottle opener, nut cracker, and many more are there, but I've just cited these 3 examples because you are aware of them. So let's see now example of class 2 lever.